If you thought Neom was Saudi Arabia's only priority, you were wrong. Mohammed bin Salman is building an enormous cube structure in the country's capital that will change Saudi Arabia forever. It's so big that it can fit 20 Empire State Buildings inside of it. Top that off with a holographic dome that will transport guests to other worlds, and it leaves just one question: when will it be open? Saudi Arabia is trying to change the world's perception of it, while at the same time trying to diversify its economy. Their way of doing this is by building megastructure after megastructure in hopes of attracting tourist dollars. On this episode of Built a Billion, we dive deep into the latest megaproject proposal by the Saudi government. If you love to hear about all the megaprojects of the world, please subscribe to the channel and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. It'll really help the channel out. The mysterious giant cube is a part of a larger project called Mukaab, which is a new 19-kilometer district in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia's capital. Riyadh's population has grown to 7 million people over the decades, and Mohammed bin Salman has conjured up the new Mukaab project to support the growth. The new district will have over 80 entertainment venues, a large museum, and at the center of it all, a giant cube. This giant cube skyscraper is called the Mukaab, or cube in Arabic, and will be the centerpiece of Mukaab. Described as the new face of Riyadh, the cube will be absolutely enormous, taking up an area about a third the size of Manhattan. The dimensions will be 400 meters high and 400 meters long on each side, making it the tallest skyscraper in the city if completed. The structure will be covered in a golden facade made of triangular forms inspired by Naji architecture, a traditional Saudi architecture style. But some can't help but notice its resemblance to the Kaaba, the building at the center of the most sacred mosque in the world, in Mecca. When we're talking volume, this cube could become the largest building on Earth, beating out the Boeing Everett factory 5 times over. But if you thought it looked extravagant on the outside, wait until you see the inside. When you enter the cube, developers want you to feel like you've entered another world, and that's been made apparent by its promotion as the gateway to another world. But forget all that. The building is the world's first immersive destination and will use the latest holographic tech to dazzle visitors. There will be an enormous dome with holographic images that display different virtual realities. One moment you could be at the bottom of the ocean, the next you could be on Mars. Inside, there's also an enormous tower that goes from the bottom to the top. Inside of this tower will be observation platforms, restaurants, hotels, and theaters too. Framed around the tower is a central atrium that takes up 2 million square meters of floor space. The tower and the dome are then of course encased by the cube, with the corners of the cube acting like 4 tall skyscrapers, and the top housing lakes, lawns, and trees. But why a cube? Well, it's really the best shape to accommodate the advanced tech that Saudi Arabia wants their new structure to exhibit. And it goes without saying that the cube would give Riyadh an iconic landmark, unlike anything the world has ever seen. It will become synonymous with Riyadh, like the pyramids with Egypt or the Burj Khalifa with Dubai. Now for the question that really matters. Will it really be built, or are we just wasting our breath? Well, construction is slated to start in the next few months, with it being promised to open in 2030, just like Saudi Arabia's other megaprojects like The Line, Oxagon, and Trojena. This could happen, but experts aren't sure where Saudi Arabia will find the money to build another massive megaproject. A lot of this will depend on foreign investment, as Saudi Arabia is hoping to bring in $100 billion per year, and this is all dependent on the hype these projects can bring. But there's no guarantee that this will happen. Saudi Vision 2030 was accused of human rights violations, and that's no secret. But say they do get the money, is the tech even possible? Holograms the size of the Mukaab's dome don't even exist yet. We don't know what will happen next, but the next few years will be very telling. Either Saudi Arabia opens up a bunch of geometrically themed megaprojects to the public, or they learn a lot of painful lessons. What do you think will happen? Let me know in the comments below. I've also done a video on Saudi Arabia's new turtle-shaped terror yacht that will host an entire city. So if you want to see that, click that video on the screen, and thanks for visiting Built a Billion.